Good evening, Steve. First of all, just your reaction to this. I say dramatic because, you know, it is not often we get resignations in the middle of your own party conference, and it's not great either. It's not a great signal to the public.
No, I mean, occasionally things like that happen, but, you know, just, it's only, well, you know, it's Monday, isn't it? You lose track of time at conference, but it's only on Saturday that Andy, with Angela Rayner, launched Labour's New Deal for Working People, that meant people would be getting statutory sick pay, holiday pay, parental leave from day one of a new job, and it introduced a new minimum wage of £10 an hour, and it set in place fair pay agreements that set minimum standards, terms and conditions and pay in sectors where low pay is endemic, and they were going to start with the care sector. Now, Andy launched that, he was very proud of it. I was actually at a business roundtable with Andy this morning. We get on really well. We were both elected on the same day in a by-election back in 2012, so we've always got on really well. I like the guy a lot. But he didn't have a problem with any of those things. He was talking very positive.
So you're saying that this is not a resignation on a point of principle, as he seems to be arguing?
I walked with him from that business round table back into the conference centre to listen to Rachel Reeves give her speech today as the Shadow Chancellor barely 6 hours ago, and what we were talking about on the way here was the New Deal for Working People, and how proud he was of it and what a difference it was going to make to people's lives. So what has happened in the intervening 6 hours, we can only guess because I've not had the opportunity to speak to him. But you know, the key thing is here, things happen. You know, there are noises off during party conferences. It's a shame on a personal level, but it doesn't distract us from our main purpose of this conference in showing that we are addressing and listening to the concerns of the people.
You're still got a senior member of the party, though, saying that essentially the party's more divided than ever.
It's a shame he has that view. It's not true. It's we've just Keir, when he was elected leader of the Labour Party, said his focus was on getting this party elected. He's been spending the summer going up and down the country listening to voters who stopped voting Labour. Not a thing that party leaders normally do, listen to people that stopped voting for them. They told him that the Labour Party wasn't listening to them and we need to start addressing their real concerns. New Deal for Working People was launched on Saturday as a direct result of that, because we hear what people are saying about the cost of living crisis that is the result of what the Conservative government is doing, targeting working people with tax hikes. So we're doing the right things. I'm sorry about Andy, but we're going to get on and we're going to keep listening to the working people of this country, and we're going to keep coming up with proposals to address the concerns that are really making their lives.
But whether it's Angela Rayner's comments, whether it is, you know, the dispute over the rules within the Labour Party, whether it's now this resignation, I mean, frankly, you've got a lot of policy announcements that you're announcing this week. Some of them are quite attractive to some voters, and yet it seems to be drowned out by not the opposition, not the Conservative Party, people railing against them, but people within their own Labour Party.
I'm delighted you're giving me the chance to talk about the New Deal for Working People in this interview for exactly that reason. Yeah, political parties are colourful things. There are some people that will use colourful language. It doesn't detract us from our main.
It does distract, though.
It does distract temporarily, but the key thing is, I bet you in a week's time people won't be talking about which member of the shadow cabinet left their job. I hope they'll be talking about what our proposals are to get petrol back in the petrol stations, food back in the shops, and tackle the fact that you've got a government now that is letting prices spiral out of control while clobbering working people with tax hikes and pay cuts. That's the real things that matter to people.
Just very finally and quickly, you know, we got you on to talk about your brief as well, and just about communities, though, and what you or a Labour government would do in terms of, as you say, kind of better representing communities that might feel slightly detached from kind of parts of society.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you look up and down our country, there are huge and growing regional inequalities. Whole swathes of the country now feel that they're being held back because they've been denied investment to put in place the infrastructure that will attract the businesses that will bring in the good jobs that pay well for the future. One of the reasons that's happened is that too many decisions are taken remotely in Whitehall. We want to open up power to the regions where people can influence them and bring in the investment to do the things that they know better than any civil servant or minister in Whitehall. They know better because they live there what needs to change to make their regions work.
Welcome to the GB News YouTube channel. You can watch us live 24 hours a day, catch up on your favourite shows and join in the conversation in the comments below.
Don't forget to subscribe and you'll never miss any of our exclusive content.